Creativity. And today we're going to be talking with District and some cool artists about the current state of Web3 and what it is doing to creativity. Welcome, Art Snitch. If you feel like coming up as a speaker as well, that's completely fine. Go send you an invite. Going to send the space to a couple of places, but we'll be shortly joined by District. We should be getting Monkee Moto as well today, and a few other artists to talk about some interesting topics. And yeah, these are supposed to be regular spaces, but we're currently in talks with a few people to see what we'll be doing with them. And personally, the goal is to just have more talk about creativity in general, empower new upcoming artists, established artists, and just share not only the process of creating the art, but also what's happening in these guys' heads when they're doing things. And it is a fairly open space. Just feel free to come up, ask for the mic, share some ideas if you have them. And yeah, excited to get this started. There we go. We have District in the house. Yep, going to be a good one. Sending the space to a couple of groups. So if you do know some people that would be interested in art topics or are artists themselves, I suggest you share the room. It is also recorded, so if they can't make it right now, that's completely fine as well. Good evening, District. How's it going?
Hey, how is it going, fam? It is incredible. It's a good day to have a good day. Just finished my tea. Ready to tackle the day. How's it going over there?
I just finished my work day at the gymnastics gym, sitting in the car, heading home soon, and can't wait to have this conversation. Like, it is something that I've personally been kind of working on the background with some people, like Monkee Moto, Dallas listener currently. Like, we discussed with him about this in NFT Paris as well. And I feel that there's like a lack in this space of like creatives talking about the process of what they're doing. And I just kind of want to get back to that, like 21 when I first got into space, and there was just all over the place these artist empowerment Twitter spaces, and just see like what kind of ideas come from that.
Yeah, again, I love that, and I think we do have to get back to those supporting those that kind of started the space, supporting the creators. I feel like for the most part, at least way back then, I know me personally, the reason I got into the space was because of art, and that's all I did was I was an artist first, and many of us were artists first. And what I loved back then too is that we saw so many more sales as far as for fine artists, and it wasn't about can I flip this. It was about can I support the vision that I see in another artist? Can I give back to the community? Can I and again it was truly about collecting art. And I know at least us personally, and that's why I was like really stoked to launch our newest IP, Sterling Kincaid. Um, Sterling Kincaid is it's our way of giving back to artists directly. He is our resident art curator of the district. He is starting on-chain gallery, which will be a virtual gallery that anyone can go see. And we are using a healthy portion of the funds from Mint to buy back artwork from our community and supporting artists because sometimes all it takes is literally one person to buy your art to feel motivated to just breathe. And I think at least me personally, and I'll stop here, is I know that I was a starving artist, like, and I mean actually like starving artist when I was living in Philly about 5 6 years ago. and the pressure of paying your bills and trying to survive are sometimes so daunting where you can't even be creative because you're just worried about how am I going to get my next paycheck, how am I going to get my next meal on the table. So anytime anyone bought my art, it motivated the hell out of me. It made me want to do more. It made me like realize like, okay, I can do this. So um, that's the kind of feeling we want to get back to creators in the space, and kind of our goal is to respark that life of putting artists first in this space.
I'm really loving that because that was something that we were just discussing the other day with another space. I think Mr. Greenity was hosting it with Era, and it was such a good conversation about art and how it has kind of shaped into this like it's a very strange market for artists in general. Like people have more opportunities than ever to kind of share their art and sell it online or on chain, but at the same time there's so many kind of imposters, so to say, or like wannabe artists kind of hoarding the market in a way that it's kind of sad to see some of these like great artists get drowned. But at the same time, like I personally feel that the greatest art comes from like passion and suffering. So the real artists, they will stand out, but it kind of probably take a lot of time to kind of have them found. And that's also like really, I'm so happy to that you're your Monkee Moto because like I really love your story, like how you got into space and what you ended up doing because it is just so inspiring to many like up and coming artists. So glad to have you here as well. But yeah, if anyone down there feels like coming up, asking questions, sharing their stories, or just talking about art, this is a very open space. I have a few questions for District. I have a few questions for Monkee Moto, but in general, you guys are also just free to share and ask around. Before we get started, if you want to support us, repost the space, follow these guys next to you, up the speakers. And without further ado, I'd like to first go around the speaker panel just to get to know, or to those that don't know you guys, like who are you and what you're doing. So first up, District, who's the guy talking behind the District account today, and can you give us a little TLDR on the project?
Yeah, absolutely. It's JR. What's up, fam? I want to give a shout out to, obviously, first to you, Nick. Just want to say, really do appreciate you having us on here. Always a pleasure. And real quick to Monkee Moto, incredible, incredible art. And want to show some love to those in the audience, especially 111 members, Art Snitch Jr., Zombie Rob, Polar, Spaceman. Mediocre CEO Patrick. I don't even know who that Hanzo is. No, I'm kidding. Shout out Hanzo. Hey man, Ocho. Just want to give you guys, and then I am a Brolio. I definitely said it wrong. Shout out all you guys. All the love in the world, but um, yeah, we for those that don't know, I see a few unfamiliar faces down in the audience, but mostly it's all love here, and people that are in the community. But we are minting in less than 2 weeks. I think it's like 10 days now. It's been about a year since we started the district, and just really stoked, really excited. We're really starting to push out marketing now for it. We're putting out. We made an announcement yesterday with mint price, with mint date. I'm gonna pin this up top real quick too. Really badass little image created by our founder Jeff. So March 7th, we're minting 9,999 for 199. The epitome of a 2021 NFT drop. We're really, really stoked for it. Again, we keep saying we want to bring back those vibes, and we're going from where it all started, where it all began. And you'll receive an on-chain citizen PFP. You'll be able to create with our off-chain citizen character creator. So you'll be able to create any kind of character you want, as many characters as you want, with our character creator. Again, all off chain. You'll also receive 10 raffle entries. And this is really excited for. I'm about to, right after this call, I'm putting out a tweet for our first raffle entry giveaway. And what you can win with those raffle entries is insane. You can win a Bored Ape Yacht Club. You can win a Mutant Ape. You can win a Pudgy Penguin, a Little Pudgy, and so many other prizes. So it's going to be really, really exciting. And yeah, just stoked to be here. Stoked to really start hopping on these spaces again, spread the word of the district, and yeah, just living the dream. Just happy to be here. So that's the district, and I appreciate you.
Dang, that's some giveaway you guys have planned there. Wow, definitely not a bad deal. I would keep my eyes on this. And yeah, shit. Wow, didn't expect that. Glad to have you here as well. And I really like the fact that you're also like started as an artist, and it took you here. And that's why I have some really maybe tough questions, but let's get to them soon. Monkee Moto, how's it going?
Hey, dude. All good, all good. I think was that.
So good to have you here, man. Can you give also like there's plenty of district family here, but and few familiar faces for you as well, I think. But can you give us a little TLDR who you are and what you're working on currently?
Yeah, for sure. Cool. So, uh, top level is I'm a digital artist known as Monkee Moto. I'm one of 4 resident artists for Adidas globally. I've been with them for like the last year and a half, pushing 2 years soon. Help them with their whole PFP collection with the alts, creative direction, alongside 4 other people. And yeah, I have my own project as well called Profiles, which is a digital fashion focused project, allowing you to exchange assets on your PFPs with new digital wearables that come out every quarter, as well as new files and a whole bunch of other cool digital fashion items that are coming out next couple of months. Just excuse my voice, I'm still recovering from a bit of flu from NFT Paris. So yeah, I think it's a quick overview.
Really happy to have you here, man. And definitely like if you guys haven't checked out profiles yet, you can find it in his profile. But Kilia, we have you here as well. How's it going? TLDR on you and what's up?
Yo, yo. Good morning. Thanks, Nick, for having us always. Monkee Moto profiles, real quick. I minted, uh, and actually, very rare of me, but I had 2 people message me right after I minted and basically begged me to sell them the one I got or the 2 I got because I got one of the rare ones, one of the 5. I forget what they're called, but he offered me like, I think it was like 1.5 ETH or something like that. And I was like, okay, sure. But I sold it, and I actually really loved the one I had, and awesome collections. Just kudos to you, and the artwork is very unique and awesome. I very much enjoy it.
Appreciate it, man.
I am Kilai. I'm one of the founders at District. I've been Web3 maniac like the rest of us since 2017-ish with crypto, 2020, 2021 with NFTs, and passionate entrepreneur, built a lot of businesses, have been involved in very high level businesses like launching and selling a whiskey company and among other amazing things. But that is a very short peanut version.
Lovely to have you here. And definitely it's good that you guys actually kept it short. Like we have 1 hour, and some of these things that I want to talk about with you guys are probably gonna expand or just go to lengths. So again, like anyone down there, if you feel like asking more questions during this space, drop a comment down below, repost the room, share this to your artist friends. It is recorded also, and later I'll be taking the highlights of this space and create a few videos of them so everyone can get the hot takes and whatever we end up sharing here. But to the first question, this is something that I've been kind of wondering about. And with the current space that we're in, things are moving super fast. There's like almost ecstatic hype on other days, and then other days it's like cruciating lows. So how do you guys think that, or feel that this current Web3 space is affecting creativity? District, you can go ahead.
Again, that's a great question. I feel like the space is constantly evolving. There's new metas that keep happening every other day. I will say personally, I feel like it's affecting the space in a negative way, which is sad to see, because I feel like, again, I kind of mentioned it before, but back 21, 22, there was a huge emphasis on artists. And now the only emphasis that I see for the most part is on money, is on making money. It's on what's the next big flip. And I think we really need to, as a whole, flip the narrative and put it back on artists and what got us here in the first place. I would love, I will say this, I mean, the last time I actually created a piece was, I think was like, I mean, I made a few works last week, but before that, it was like a week ago. And before that, it was like a year, 2 years since I created anything. So I'd love to hear, at least personally, from Monkee Moto, who's a thriving, crushing art, like crushing it as an artist right now. What your take is on this?
I think you guys are a bit too kind about thriving crashing artists. I appreciate the love though. Um, yeah, I do agree with your sort of sentiments. You know, for the 2017 bull run, that was about all new tech, new tokens, you know, exciting stuff there. 21 came along with like NFTs, the creative movements, super cool, super hyped, fun time. Um, and this cycle with the meme coins and everything else does feel a little bit off center from what the space used to be like. It does have a bit of a um, lower like vibrational energy towards the whole thing, not like the super energetic, fun, exciting thing. It's just like, how can I make a quick buck the most quickest way possible, doing some degenerate weird stuff online. And the the it's always about the fact of like, how can I make money from someone else? What can I extract from someone else versus the sentiment we had in 21. And it does suck. But at the same time, during this time, I can see the genuine people way more easy in the space. Um, I can bond with people that are here for the right reasons, and we're the kind of people that'll be around here for much, much long time after this kind of phase goes away. I mean, everything has to go in cycles, up and down, good and bad. It's always like, it's just part of life. So the cycles are going through a rough, weird space right now, and that's okay. Um, I just think that, and I know it's hard. Like I do understand. Like I can easily say, just to have positive mindsets and just keep pushing through, keep creating, keep doing great stuff, and things will work out. It's very easy for me to say that, but like that is literally just my ethos. It's just keep creating cool shit that comes from the heart, and the right things will happen when they need to happen. Don't try to force things. Don't try like be upset or ponder about how things used to be, but rather how can we help the current state become what we would like it to be, to share that fun experience that we were fortunate enough to go through a couple of years ago. Um, yeah, I'm probably rambling on now, but yes, yes.
Really loving the take, man. And definitely, like, it is a strange place for artists to be. But yeah, I really love your take here. Cairo, you have your hand up. Welcome to the stage. Can you give a quick TLDR? And if you have a take, of course, share it.
Yeah, of course. I have only 1% battery, so if I'm gone, my battery just rocked me. I just wanted to say real quick, I also started in crypto in 2016, and I started because it was all about fuck fiat money, don't get rid of the banks, get rid of the governments, and power to the people, decentralize everything. That was the sentiment, but also if we are honest, the whole like ICO hype, NFT hype, DeFi hype, all these things were also driven by crazy money gains, right? So basically something that started from zero, people with very low financial investments, like if you look at the Bored Apes, for example, basically a free mint or like $100 went to like $100,000. DeFi the same. So there has always been this image of this like meme, I'm in it for the tech, and there's this guy with the gold chains. So I don't think it's possible to change the mindset of the space, because more and more people are coming into the space. They're just using crypto to maximize their fiat instead of getting rid of fiat money. But maybe there's some kind of middle ground that we can, I don't know. I think I don't want to talk about any other projects right now, but if you look at some of the recent projects that have been successful, I think they have a good mix between having good art, some cool gamification, and also the opportunity to make some money. So I think long term, unfortunately, probably this is the way that a lot of projects have to go if they want to be sustainable and also fight this ADHD new shiny bling syndrome every day. That's my take.
Okay, really loving that ADHD new shiny bling syndrome. We have to make that official. Yeah, I do agree. It's like it takes also a certain amount of creativity on the side of builders currently to find ways that not only the art but also what they're building is attractive enough to keep the attention, and not only that but also make people feel like this is their home in Web3. And it is certainly a struggle, and that's actually a perfect bridge. Kila, if you have anything to say to this topic, feel free to raise your hand. But this is a perfect bridge for the next one. So, District, what kind of creative guys found or created while building this whole project?
So I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if there's anyone else, but you cut out as soon as you were asking the question. You said "so district," and I was like, "Oh, could you please repeat that, please?"
No way! Ah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Am
you.
I here?
Yeah, you good. I hear it.
Okay, shit. I'm trying to drive a bit, but I'm soon at the destination, so this will be fine. But so, what kind of creative solutions or what kind of creativity have you guys used while building District?
Good. Yeah, I heard that. Awesome. Amazing. So at least while building the districts, I want to give again all the love and shout out um, to our artist Eve, who has created, I think, and I'm a little biased here, but I think the best looking PFP in all of Web3. Uh, don't I mean, you can quote me on that actually. And as far as I know, I mentioned it prior, and I feel like maybe I got ahead of myself when I was talking, but we really do want to put all the focus back on artists and supporting our community. And I know we've held art contests in the past as well, and a lot of community members have created their own art, taken our PFPs that we put out, kind of did their own thing. Like Junior down there has created some incredible things. Spaceman has done this, and a lot of them, which I love, just did it on their own free will and just said, "Hey, I'm going to mess around with the district IP and see what I can create." But again, just to really bring back and support artists is what I'm most stoked for. Again, is um, Sterling Kincaid, who will be, and it's going to be really incredible because it's going to be an interactive experience with him to purchase art. And another thing we've been pushing as far as just getting artist names out there is Tara, our resident reporter, Tara Summers, hosts interviews all week, every week, and it's usually the last I think the last like month or two, it's cut down to about two interviews a week. But she highlights and spotlights artists in the space and projects in the space, and I think sometimes all it takes is just someone's eyes on your artwork to make the world a difference. And that's why I always say too, if you can't afford a work of art, what you can afford to do is at least drop a retweet, or let's say you're very protective over what goes on your feed, you can also just drop a comment, because when you drop a comment, some of your followers will see that you left a comment and their artwork will appear on the timeline. So I think at the very least, we really have to bring back the ethos of just supporting one another and shouting everyone's work out. Be a reply guy, be a reply girl. Show some love on artwork that's made. I know me personally, for my personal account, I've been trying to do that. I've seen recently. I think it's uh, oh my god, uh, this is terrible. I'm forgetting his name, but he's dropping absolute incredible Polaroid pictures. He's a part of our 111 community too. I don't know why I can't think of his name right now, but and every time I see it, I make sure, like, I want to make sure I at least drop a comment on there. And again, what's great about just replying to these, again, be a reply guy, but replying to people's artwork, it gives them confidence. And then it's also like roundabout. It's more likely for them, if they see something that you post, that they're gonna leave a comment on yours too. So just pull through, show some love, and yeah, let's start supporting artists more.
I freaking love it. I think that's like the whole ethos of these spaces as well. That we just want to see good people win, good artists at the forefront, sharing not only ideas but just like the process of how they got where they are. Because especially like successful artists, like can relate to the struggle. Like I don't think there is like any artist, or of course there probably are some, but most artists probably haven't started as successful artists, and they've had a path to find first their own style and then a way to make it like a sustainable way of a living. So if we can like together find a way to empower these people who are trying to turn it into a living, I think that would be great. And this is also like for Monkee Moto, because I know there's like with profiles a synergy here. Like what kind of creativity do you think that projects should like enable in their roadmaps?
I think it depends on the project itself, what their aims to do. But what we're trying to do is, as much as we can, incorporate the creatives in the community to be part of the actual core collection of the project. And what I mean by that is what Artifact had with CloneX and the creative economy was and still is some of the coolest stuff ever made, some of the coolest people, amazing artists, people who didn't even know that they were creative, kind of got into this whole space, sort of doing amazing stuff. And that holds so much more value to me than any amount of hype or money or anything like that. Having so many people collaborate on one thing is just like it was like I was like awestruck for a while watching this all unfold during 21, 22 and all that. And what I'm trying to do with profiles is because we have the ability to have interchangeable assets on the PFPs themselves, meaning you can swap out the jackets, the apparel items, the caps, and so forth, and it will update on chain, update on all marketplaces, and show the new PFP with the new gear. And what we want to do there is having these creatives actually submit and produce wearables themselves that enables them to earn all the royalties from those art pieces, those wearables, as well as people will be able to rock those pieces. So like the one guy, Dan, who made and CLXRB from the clone community, they both made shirts for the project. They both earn 100% royalties in all those assets, and they get airdrop for free to the community. And people can, once the functionality goes live in the next 2 weeks or so, they basically rock those people's apparel items on their PFPs live on chain. So it's that like full on collaborative space with other artists to co-create stuff alongside them, to give them a platform to kind of showcase cool stuff that they want to create. That is something that deeply resonates with me. And yeah, I wanted to try my best I can to make as much of a co-collaborative space as possible in this Web3 space.
Yeah, I really like that as well. Like, there's what I'm kind of getting from this, like both of you, I think like the best way for NFT projects currently would be to have a way to shine a light on creative community members by giving them possibilities to interact with their on-chain identity. I think that's something really dope. Interesting. Oh, yeah, you go ahead, Monkey, if you.
No, I was going to add that it's like as a project or as a creative, like you put a piece out, you put something out there for everyone who enjoys it, and then I kind of feel that letting that go out and relinquishing it to a certain degree, and letting other people kind of put their own twist on it. Again, I'll bring it back to the clones where people make their own stories, their lore, they'll become junior. There's all these different people who take that and personify with those assets and even make their own new jackets, their own new things. It becomes its own beast. It's kind of like sparking inspiration and sparking creativity amongst people in this space by purely just giving them the files, just giving them the cool shit that they resonate with. And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of projects don't do that. Some projects have amazing work and just give the community all of it. Like give it to them. Like the people who want to do something with it will make cool shit, and it's just gonna make everything better for it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good take, man. I just sorry, I just know already that it's going to be fun to re-listen this and take kind of the highlights off. But on to the next question. By the way, guys, if you have anything to ask from these amazing individuals in the space, feel free to drop a comment down below, repost the room, share this to your artist friends. And I have a few more hard questions, but first up, like District, when you first started creating this project, was it like instantly to like at the level where you guys are now? Like, did you have a long-term plan, or was like supporting artists? Fuck, I need to rephrase this. So, was supporting artists part of the initial plan of District, and how did the plan evolve as you got with the current artist, like further down the line?
Yeah, good question. So as far as Sterling Kincaid and that whole IP that we launched, it was not a part of the plan. Our game plan, at least at the very first, and again, we started the district um, about about a year ago now, which is pretty crazy to think. Our initial plan was just to put out again, the very first plan was to put out just 9,999. We mentioned the 111. We weren't even going to do a 111 drop. That wasn't a part of the plan, and that kind of just came together. And um, the we decided, and our goal, at least in the coming year, is we have three IP already, three characters, main characters, and we want to expand that to around seven. So at least every district, because we have seven different districts, we would love there to be at least one quote unquote main character of every district. And we were tussling between, does Sterling Kincaid, does he belong in the art district because he owns an art gallery, or is he a collector and belongs in the collector district? We're still leaving that up for interpretation. We're not entirely sure what district we kind of want to have him in, because he lives in the collector district, but his museum is in the art district. So it's we're figuring that out. But no, it was not it was never part of the plan. But then when uh, we took some time to see where their space was going, and again, we never rushed anything. Um, we realized one of the big things that was missing in the space was, again, just such an emphasis on just flipping, trying to make money, and not so much an emphasis on why we all joined the space in the first place, back then at least. And it was to create art, look at art, enjoy and appreciate art. So yeah, that vision came later on. And um, it's, again, I can't give too much away on it, but it's going to be a really enjoyable experience. And excuse me, sorry. Sorry. I'm just really excited to really see Sterling take off. And again, we're gonna really we went live with his Twitter account, but post mint is when he really starts to pick things up. So he'll be hosting his own spaces and all that too. So really stoked to see that.
Oh, really loving that. And also, like, just wanted to ask this because, like, I've met also some artists in some collections where they kind of hoard uh, the fame in some ways, I'd say. Like, I really love it when the artist is, first of all, involved with the project, but also empowering and helping other creatives out there. Because that's not the case in all projects. So, like, as was mentioned in here, like the CloneX creative community is just a perfect example of like what projects can achieve on the art side if they just like give enough opportunities for the community members and people who just want to create, for the ecosystem. So yeah, that's really great to hear. mm. Monkee Moto, what do you think about fuck, this is way too late. I should have had a paper of questions, but we're not there yet. By the way, everyone, this is episode 1, so we're gonna make mistakes along the way, but eventually, at least during episode 100, we'll be probably good to go. Oh shit, there was a comment. We're gonna shift to that, so it doesn't seem like I've forgotten any questions, but we want to see the artist IP character by Hightown. So, is that actually it? Did you just pin it up there?
That's Sterling Kincaid. He's the art collector that will be purchasing artwork from the community. And yeah, the only thing you have to do is uh, again pick up one of our mints in on March 7th, and you can literally make your money back and more if Sterling Kincaid decides to purchase your art. You just covered your mint and you got your art sold. It's a win-win, you know. So again, we're really putting the focus on supporting those that support us.
Loving it. Really loving it. Mm, it kind of came back to me. So this is kind of for Monkee Moto because, as you also mentioned, like I personally haven't also been doing art too actively since I became more of a builder and content creator. But I assume that Monkee, you're still like creating art daily. So what do you think is like the biggest like mistake artists make in this space currently?
Um, it's probably it's a number of factors, but um, I think one of the biggest things that helped me shift my mindset was when I was initially creating stuff. I was always trying to worry about, okay, like how am I gonna pay bills and how am people gonna like this, or is what am I making is good enough? Like how do I get more engagement from this, or like all the usual factors that everyone goes through. And then I took a step away from art back in like 2019-ish. Went to like a bit of a soul searching type of journey, and then I came back. It's unrelated to art, why I went on this journey, but I eventually came back and then just started creating stuff because I enjoy creating it. I completely like relinquished giving two shits about anyone's opinion if they like it or not. If I thought it was dope, then I'm posting it and that's it. And if one person likes it or 100 people like it, that's cool. I just completely relinquished that need for validation because I knew what I was creating was something that my inner being was like, yeah, this is dope shit. And then also relinquishing the care, and I know it's hard, but the care for money and the care for like, oh, I'm gonna sell this to make anything from this to kind of support my career. And I think the people's most artists focus is there all the time, and it's like it's human nature and it's reasonable things that people stress and worry about. We're all human, we all have lives and things we need to do, but just to change the inner desire for creating things away from money, because money will follow when you're on the right path. Um, the right things will come along, the right people will come along when it's meant to. Like, it's hard for me to kind of articulate this because everyone has different belief systems and everyone has different ways of doing life and different stories and problems that they have to deal with. But for the whole part, as simple as I can possibly put it is relinquish any need of validation, relinquish any need for the drive for money, create stuff that makes you genuinely happy to post it, regardless if one or 100 people like the post. If someone wants to grill you, that's fine. Take criticism where it's valued. But someone just being an ass, don't let it get to you. Just keep creating stuff that makes the heart happy. Everything else is noise. Everything else will follow if you just genuinely put stuff out there. The universe has your back. Yeah, I'm rambling again, but yes. Just be genuine with what you're creating and ignore everything else. If that is even helpful.
I really love it. I think it's also like shining the light on the fact that people have very like they're not willing to put in the work. Like they're not willing to like suffer or have a hardship in creating or whatever they're doing for a long period of time and kind of just postpone the gratification as they go. And it shows like people give up easier than ever. And as you mentioned, like these times also like just make it so that people who are built different shine even brighter because there's just so much noise all over the place. And
Yeah.
I
It-
yeah,
the thing about like giving up is when everything is at its pure like the worst, everything is at the darkest. If you're stuck in literally a rock and a mega hard place, just keep pushing a little bit more. There's always something. Once you break that barrier, there's always something good on the other side. I promise you. You've followed my journey for the longest time, Trunick, and I've only seen like the ice cap essentially since I started this Monkee Moto account. There has been so much BS how I deal with my life. So many barriers, so many rocks. Like I can sit here for hours telling you about the bullshit. But I promise you, one thing I've learned out of all of that is every time you break that barrier, there is something good on the other side, and there'll be more roadblocks and there'll be more BS. But it gets better and better, and the things on the other side become better, and the problems become bigger. But it's always it's always cool shit. It's always cool shit that makes you happy. Um, and having problems is part of life. Having issues is part of life. But it makes it worth it if you just believe in yourself wholeheartedly and just push through a little bit more. Good things are always there.
I hope everyone is listening to that. Like that this is not only like creative lesson, not only Web3 lesson, that's a life lesson right there. And that's also like a perfect bridge to the next question. So with the district art direction, did you guys have any struggles with that or did it came easily?
Honestly, it was probably the easiest thing that I could have ever asked for. Eve is a an absolute genius with his creative direction, with his illustrations, and if anytime I said, all right, like especially when it came to any traits, I put together like at least at first a list of like 100 traits, and I was like, I'm very very hands off as far as a founder. Like if I tell you something to do, I just expect you to do it, and I do think I have to be more. One thing I'm learning is I have to be a little more hands-on sometimes. But with Eve, it's literally get this done. I want these 100 trades done. Let me take a look at them when you're done. He's like, yep, sounds good. He'll come back to me like a week later, has all the trades done, and I'm like, oh, every single time, it's like, oh my god. And like we have our full team meetings with everyone on the team on Mondays, and anytime I show what he worked on that day, or like for that week, everyone's like, oh fuck, this is awesome, and it like get the whole team motivated as well. And yeah, Eve, there's been no, at least from the creative aspect of the project, absolutely none. I think the only challenge is that Eve speaks Italian and only Italian. So we have Zayden, who is part of our comms team, and he's a translator for us. So I guess that was the only issue we face is I wish I could have like a normal one-on-one conversation with him, but I can't. But yeah, it is what it is, you know. And yeah, I wish I had his artistic talent. Um, I have these great ideas, but I can't put it on paper. And I'm just glad that with Ebe he can put my vision to life while also adding his own artistic take to it as well. So I think it's yeah. There's been no issues.
That's amazing to hear. Like it sometimes things just click. You want me to describe? And the art is definitely like I really like it. It's a bit different to the all like other anime projects in the space currently. On the creativity topic again, like what do you guys think is like the what do you guys think like the future of creativity is going to look like? We have currently a lot of people using AI tools, and I like the fact that some of people are using them just as like tools and not as the end result. But as time goes on, what do you guys think is like the future of creativity or creatives?
Would love to hear that from Monkee Moto, and even Chris is on stage too. Would love to hear from Chris too.
That's a hard one. Considering that creative tools are becoming heavily more accessible to anyone who hasn't spent like years trying to create a craft. And there's nothing wrong with that. The same way that when normal designers were boycotting Photoshop because it was this evil tool that is not real art, but everyone uses Photoshop now, and it's a real piece of expressive tool to create art from. Um, so the whole paradigm with like AI coming into the play with images, AI coming with videos, making 3D files more easily accessible, easier to use, easier to animate. Like I can only see that more people are going to start being creative versus like, oh, I have to keep my accountant job, focusing on my numbers. Like I don't have time to kind of make any art. But with these tool sets, it allows them to kind of create expressive forms of art way quicker without needing intense, like decade-long experience in anything, which I think is cool and exciting. Now, keen to see what people come up from that. So I think that creative landscape is just going to become more easily accessible and more expressive for everyone. And I don't know how to know what that's going to look like, but from what I've seen people do with it, it's insane stuff. So I think it's just all exciting.
Oh, Kilaya, go ahead.
Love what you said there. And something that kept popping in my head as I was listening was cultural change and acceptance specifically takes a long time. We've done it to almost everything. We humans have done it to almost everything new that is edgy and different across categories, industries, etc. Just to stay in ours and that one. A long time ago, digital cameras came out, right? Before even like the concept of Photoshop, even, but like the digital camera versus the film camera, there was a lot of rejection in the photography world. Now film is like an antique that people use to try to have nostalgia, right? It's not. And I think of AI and I think of even real art, and I think to myself like a future where there is, robotic arms with AI painting with oil. And am I going to reject it? Am I going to say it's not real? Yeah, probably. We all will, right? We're all going to bitch at it and point at it and go, well, it's a robot. It's not real. And 25 years later, that piece will sell for several $1,000,000 because it was the first fucking robot to paint an oil painting. And there'll be robots painting the art we see everywhere around us and painting walls and murals. And we're going to love enjoying that art. And it's just going to be how it is. So I think the world of creativity will continue to evolve, and we'll see more and more mechanic art being infused. I don't know how else to call it, but mechanical art being infused into human art, and we'll have all three worlds, and I'm accepting of it. I think more art is filling for hearts around the world, so I'm good for it. That's my quick thought.
Really loving the take. Also, like, I believe that this current path that we're on with AI tools kind of making it easier for multiple people to access like their creativity in some ways is also pushing the limits for like more conventional artists. I think there was one guy in an artist space like a few months ago who was doing this, that like he gives his painting to an AI, and then the AI spits out something outrageous, and then he paints that thing in his own style to the canvas. I thought that was like brilliant. Like, just the new ways of being creative are being formed like daily. But yeah, interesting to see where this where this goes. But to the next one. Like, we have a few more minutes here. If anyone feels like coming up and asking something or dropping a comment, now it's your last chance to do so. We'll be running regular creativity spaces with not sure who yet. Like, maybe we'll have District, maybe we'll have Monkee Moto, who knows? But really just loving the conversation already. And I would love to keep this going in other spaces as well, to just evoke creativity, just talk about creativity and share some ideas. So before we start wrapping up here, District, what are your thoughts about this like type of Twitter space? Like, I know you guys are hosting Twitter space as well and like interviewing artists, but what do you think about having these type of spaces where we could gather multiple people together and just discuss creativity?
I think we need more of it in the space. I think I love that you have a lot of thought-provoking questions, and there is a central topic that is all the conversation is kind of centered around. And I think if you get the right people on stage, you could have uh, really enthusiastic, intelligent, creative back and forth. That I think the space is lacking in a lot of these Twitter spaces. I feel like a lot of them you just join it and there's just people literally yelling on stage for no reason at all, and just to be loud to be loud. So I think you should definitely host more of these. I would love to see. Uh, Again, even I would even keep hosting like Evoke Creativity. Have that be like maybe what's today, Wednesday. Um, have that be like on every Wednesday. Maybe on Friday you have a completely different topic, and then just keep reaching out to people and get them on stage. I would say I think the sweet number is 3 guests. I feel like any more than that, some people might not have time to speak. Um, uh, we kind of learned that way when Tara Summers hosted spaces, and she had like 4 or 5 people up on stage, and it's like not many people get much time to speak. But yeah, Chris, would love to know your thoughts on this too.
Yeah, first and foremost, just wanted to shout out True Nick. Bro, love your spaces. Love the fact that you're getting more involved in this space. It makes me happy to see. Also, just wanted to shout out Monkee Moto. I've been collecting some of his open editions for quite a long time. So I just wanted to give him a shout out and just say, bro, your art is fantastic. Um, your creativity is on another level. We don't have much time here, but I'd love to have a conversation on where your like inspiration came from for your art and get into the deeper conversations because I know you've done some art for Adidas and stuff like that. And I'm super interested in fashion and I think we'd have a great conversation. And then also District. you guys know I love you. I've been here since day one. Your art is absolutely fire, clearly. I don't think I need to tell anyone that. Evie is a, fucking legend. Excuse my language. Um, I'll add to a little bit to the conversation. So I just wanted to say, I think it's beneficial to the space to have a little bit more thought-provoking like spaces. They're, these like question and answers, Q and A's, all these like different interviews and stuff. It gets a little robotic after a while. So it is nice to have like a fresh take and just like a whole new pot of questions to kind of like go through, and just hear like different perspectives. Because again, art is subjective, right? So you're gonna get one answer from each of your speakers that could completely differentiate from the other. So it just like creates a lot of great conversations. Um, myself personally, I love to get into some more of these like in-depth conversations. I think it really like brings out the people behind the PFP opposed to just again answering those like robotic questions. Anyone can answer that shit. So just hearing from the people behind the PFP or behind the badge or whatever, actually speaking from the heart and speaking from their experience, I think is a great benefit. So that's my 2 cents. Shut up.
Oh, loving that, man. Thanks for sharing. And definitely like we'll be, well, if Monkey is down for that, but we'll be having some more spaces as well regarding fees process. And
Yeah, of course. When we have, whenever you want to make a time for that, I'm cool with it.
let's make it happen, man. And
For sure.
Chris, you definitely are invited there.
And I appreciate the
And
love, dude.
Junior, you have your hand up. What's up?
Yo, what's up, True Nick? Just wanted to pop up and show some love and support. Thank you for creating a space like this. I think there's a lot of creatives like myself that are hungry to be a part of more spaces that connect artists together, not just projects, but like artists individually. Um, Inadvertently, what brought me to Web3 was streetwear lifestyle. So it was the Bobby Hundreds and the Jeff Staples of the world. So, my fascination with IP very much stems from collecting vinyl figures and art that was unique, right? So like I came into NFTs already with an appreciation of blind box kind of mechanics and scarcity. So I really value the space on a different level. So just looking at, Monkee Moto, if it wasn't for your space today, Trunic, I would have never run into him. And I think he's dope. Like off bat, like I'm like, holy shit, I already vibe with his art, but it's because I feel like there's depth to it on that more streetwear lifestyle basis. So super looking forward to following. I already followed him, and then over on the district side, of course, JR and Keli, I know I can't say enough about them, but just to add one extra level of depth to district, what I really appreciate about them is that they were one of the first projects that I felt like moved away a little bit from it just being about the PFP and it being more inclusive about like the community as a whole. And I don't mean that from like a project point of view, but all the projects together, right? I think after a while, we kind of live in these echo chambers where like we feel like we can only talk to each other if we're rocking a certain PFP or whatnot. So it was so refreshing for them to approach it from which district, which part of the Web3 community do you rock with the most? Are you more a collector or an artist, or a degen? And I thought that was super refreshing. Not of course, the art is incredible, but like it just added another dimension, if you will, to like parts of a city, right? Like I think, especially for creators like me, after a while, you've seen one PFP, you've seen them all. It was just nice to get like that extra third dimension to say, where would this PFP character rock at? What is that person doing, right? So super excited to keep following along on this space, and I hope to join many more of them.
Thank you, man, for the take, and definitely like this will keep on going. Like this is something I really enjoy hosting. I will work on the questions. Today wasn't perfect, episode one, but we'll get there. Aris, I see your hand up as well. How's it going?
Hi, Nick. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much for bringing me up, and good luck with your episode 1 and to 100. I just have few questions, quick questions to for District or Kilai, if I may. I assume this wonderful website is being produced by Evie, right?
No, it's been produced by one of our co-founders, Jeff, who is another
Wow.
wizard himself. Yeah, he took a lot of obviously Evie's artwork, but Jeff is he goes Jeff.xyz, so DOTXYZ, and he is a creative genius as well. Very, very, very lucky to have him on the team.
Yeah, very fresh website. Congrats on this. So now about your mint, if I may ask you something, I think you are one of the few projects, probably very few, that you're actually gonna mint in both chains, which means, in my mind, that this supply will be divided by two, and half of it will be in Abstract, and half of it gonna be on ApeCoin, on Ape chain. Is that right?
Almost.
Okay, can you
Uh,
elaborate, or if you may?
the only difference to what you just said is that it's not simply half the supply; it is the supply that gets purchased. So they're
All right.
right. So you get to choose which chain you're going to mint on, and we will see who mints what side mints more.
All right. Okay. That's wow. That's very clever. Congrats. Okay. Okay. So my last question, not to bother you anymore. In the website, there is the faces of the bored apes and the penguins that you actually gonna do, as you say, the the sweepstakes. Is that the actual ones, or is just an image, a random image from the bored ape and the penguins?
Oh, those are random ones. Those aren't the exact ones we're gonna do. We're even debating on taking so we're gonna be launching the raffle end of next month, and we're gonna hold off until then, and yeah, we'll figure it out then. But yeah, those are just placeholders for now.
All right.
But yeah,
Okay.
and regardless if we sell one NFT or manifesting a complete sellout of all 9,999, we still will be doing the raffles too.
All right. Okay. Last question. I promise. Last question. The TGC that you're actually saying, is that a digital TGC or a physical one, or both?
Digital. So it's going to be on chain. We have been talking. I mean, I can't give too much away, but the initial will be yes, it will be digital on chain.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, and good luck with your mint. Good luck.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate
Thanks
you
for your
coming
Thank
on.
you.
questions.
Thank you. Thank you. True. Thank you.
Thank you for coming up, and thank you for having so many questions. That's a that's really welcome in this space. And before we wrap up, because this is something I really want to know, and I think a lot of people and projects make a mistake with the reveal. Because to me, that's like the most exciting part. Like if you are minting a NFT and it's unrevealed, then I would love to have the review process like in an extravagant way. So it's not just like one day I look at the PFP and oh, it's revealed. So I hope like this is if you don't have it ready, but are you guys planning to have some kind of a visual experience before the reveal?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, it's not just you buy an NFT and then it just instantly in your wallet and reveals. No, absolutely. We've been. I don't know if we're allowed to say Keli who we've been helping with animations, or should we just not? We'll just hold off on that for now.
The latter. Just hold off.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, there will be an experience for sure.
Well, that's enough for me for today. Like really loving it. I think Kabu was a warm surprise. Like their reveal process was, in my opinion, pretty dope. And especially like compared to some other projects where it just like kind of randomly revealed or didn't reveal at first, but then thanks to Magic Key then slowly revealed. So yeah, loving that. But at this point, like really thank you everyone for joining. Like this was the first episode of Evoke Creativity. Thank you District for coming through, having this happen. Thank you Monkee Moto for being here the whole time, even if you're still a bit recovering. I really appreciate that. Junior, Chris, Kilai, Aris, just thank you so much. This was a lovely experience. Can't wait to see where these spaces go. And if there's anyone you'd like me to have here, or who should be here, or what kind of questions we should have, you're always free to DM me or drop a comment. Does anyone up here have any? No, this is not a question. We're gonna go through the final words of the space. District, you can go first.
I think first thing I want to say is just thank you. Really do appreciate you having us on stage and being able to share the stage with Chris, Junior, Kilai, yourself, Aris, sorry if I spelled it wrong, and Monkee Moto. Absolute legends all around. And I just want to say, yeah, we're about to put out a tweet in I say about 5-10 minutes where you'll be able to win a free raffle entry into the giveaway. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, we have the mint on March 7th. We've been building for a year now, and just really stoked to see this come to life and see the entire Twitter timeline just fill with district citizens. So I appreciate you, Nick, and appreciate everyone down in the audience listening. And yeah, we're here for it, and stoked, excited, and thank you.
What about Monkee Moto? Any final words?
Yeah, just again, always thanks to Nick. Appreciate you inviting me onto this. Thanks for everyone for coming through. Lets me ramble about random stuff. And yeah, my DM's always open for anyone. Sometimes it might take me some time to get through all of it, but always there to have a conversation or chat in any way, or any questions you might have in the space. But yeah, thanks again and appreciate it.
Thank you so much, man. Chris, final words?
Yeah, just thank you for having me up here, and I wish everyone on stage all the best over the next couple weeks. Obviously, there's the inevitable district mint, which we've all been waiting for like the last, 8-ish months. But I'm super excited for that coming up in March 7th, I believe. So that's super exciting. And then again, just sharing this stage with Monkee, yourself. It's I'm super ecstatic. Again, been a fan of Monkee for, probably a year and a half, 2 years, maybe a little bit longer than that. Again, I actually found I found him on an Adidas like post, which is just crazy. But super cool to be up here. And then last shout out I'll do is to Crypto Jeweler down there. I don't know if anyone knows, but I'm gonna plug this shit. Um, Go to Ape Chain, go to Crypto Jewelers Eggs and just mint one. It is like 10 to 12 ape. It's super cheap. The artwork is dope. It's about to reveal in the next week, I believe, or at least within the week. And he's got some cool things happening over there. So go support a local, or sorry, go support a homie, someone who literally supports every single person he comes across in the space. And even if you can't, just like go share his post. It takes like 2 seconds. So love you guys. Thanks for having me up here, and sorry for talking your ears off.
No worries, man. Thank you. That was a good shout out. You need to DM me their account. I can't find them. So later we're gonna post that as well. Junior, what's up?
Yeah, final words for me. I don't think they hear this enough, but thank you to all the founders who brave the courage to continue to put your, name and your integrity behind starting projects. Like, believe it or not, you guys are like bulletproof shields for the rest of us who don't feel brave enough or courageous enough to do it for ourselves. And I just honestly don't think you get enough credit I think that you get the short end of the stick a lot of times, and you get the when, but you don't get enough thank you. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for continuing to create spaces where those of us can feel like we can show up, share our art, network with each other, and and then keep supporting the way that we can. So thank you.
Thank you for the flowers, man. Really appreciate it. Aris, final words?
I wish you good luck with your creativity journey, and of course to District, good luck with your mint. I think you will have a success. Thank you. Thank you for bringing me up.
Thank you for being here, man. Kilaya, what's up?
Yo, Nick, first and foremost, obviously, thank you so much for hosting, for having us. Everyone else, love you guys, every one of you. JR, Chris, love hearing your voice, bro. Monkey, good to connect finally. Junior, your voice is always soothing. Iris, good to connect as well. And then I agree with Chris wholeheartedly on Crypto Jewelers collection. So go to fucking Blever and get some huevos. Do it. They're pretty awesome. Love you all. Thank you.
Loving it. Also, really, really cool that we had, like, to end the space, a new kind of an artist emerge and just get them there. Like, they're pinned up there. Like, if you're down there as a listener and you haven't seen Crypto Jewelers thing, check the pin post. I'm gonna write this space in 20 seconds, so you have to be quick. But I'll share it in the timeline as well soon. Thank you everyone for joining. We're gonna do this probably every Wednesday. Let's see. It could be still changing, but probably every Wednesday. So I'll see you in the next one. Have a lovely, lovely day. See you on the timeline, and ciao. I'm gonna run the space. Goodbye.